Hello Vanera, this is my feedback to your presentation. First of all, just looking at it, the slides are good. The design is good. You've used the space quite well. So no problem there. Not too many letters, not too cluttered. Everything was good as far as the design. You do have to use one visual aid at least. So I'm not sure which one of those you're going to decide to keep. But for me, if you go to the guidelines, you will see that you have 3 minutes to present your research goals and interests, and then another 3 minutes to discuss two sources. And what I'm seeing here, this is a very content heavy presentation, and I'm not sure after you're done discussing your goals, your ambitions, your research interests, and yourself as a researcher, I'm not sure that you will have time to cover after this slide, which looks quite good, it's a nice slide. I'm not sure that you will have the time to cover everything. This theory, and by the way, this is a famous theory. I'm not sure that there is time for famous sociocultural theory that anybody can look up. I don't know if that's a good idea to include it in a 3-minute presentation. Here, nice visual aid again, but there's just too much. This might interest the non-specialists because we're talking about Kazakhstan. That will probably be more interesting to them. And then you have the bibliography. So there's quite a lot of content here. And I still didn't see slides talking about your two sources. You included the sources in text. Let me see where you've done that. You included the sources. Maybe here, Chen et al. Is one of your sources, apparently. And okay, KSL, I cannot even see, it's too small. Yeah. Okay, so these are your two sources. You've included them as an in-text citation, but in this presentation it should be more about you, your research interests, the first 3 minutes, and when you come to the discussion of the sources, you can just very simply say outline or discussion of source 1. That could be the title of your slide, and then just say how Chen et al. Influenced your research interests. And then in the next slide you can say discussion of source 2. How, again, this is too small for my old eyes. I can see Klimova, I can't really see the first name. How that source influenced your ideas, your research interests. And that's what the presentation should be about. Now if you want to include a visual aid, I imagine this could be one of the visual aids. So you could say Chen et al. Was a crucial source for me in my research about this topic because it showed me that, and then you could share this if you want to. But generally, what I'm seeing is this looks more like the webinar from last semester, which was about content and about a topic, whereas the individual presentation, as the guidelines say very clearly, is about you, your research interests. Even when you talk about the sources, you're not really discussing content that much. You're basically talking about how the source helped sharpen your interest or how it helped you give you a direction. You can, of course, mention some of this, for instance, the whatever, family-based, whatever this is. That's fine. Funds of knowledge. You could mention that, right? No problem. But again, will there be time to go through all of these? This is a cool slide as well, except here, these adjectives, maybe you should move them a little bit, maybe here to this side so that it's more clear that we're talking about maybe like that or something. I'm not very sure. I don't know, this doesn't look great, but anyways, you could redesign it slightly just to, yeah, because it's the way it was kind of confusing. It was kind of confusing. I wasn't very sure these slides. It was right here. Do they refer to this picture, that picture? Anyways, this is a small thing. The slide itself is quite good, although really mobile AR mode, is that just a phone? I mean, there's other means of doing it. I'm not even sure what the AR mode is. Monthly AR module, yeah, not sure what that is. Augmented, oh okay, I see. Well, this is too small though. These augmented reality, speech recognition, yeah, okay, I'm not sure. Maybe this is too small, but I guess you can say it. AR, you can say, means augmented reality. Anyways, the slide is okay. Maybe this and this. I don't know what you're going to keep, but in either case, it's very content heavy, this presentation. It really should be about you and your research interests, your goals, and how the sources have helped you in your research. So I would advise you to practice with a clock, and try when you don't just try to cover everything, pack everything in the 3 minutes that you're going to talk about in the second part of your presentation. The first is about yourself. The second one is about the sources. Don't try to pack too much content in those 3 minutes. Just speak, normally, not too fast, and see how much of this can go into your presentation. But overall, this is a good presentation, so no problem. This is probably more like a 10-minute presentation from what I can see. There's quite a bit to explain here. Even here there's quite a bit. And then when you go to, I would completely skip Vygotsky's theory. When we come to this part, it will be very interesting actually to focus on what the situation is in Kazakhstan. But again, I would do this because there's no source here. This would have to be in the first part, in the first 3 minutes, and that will be part of why you're interested in this topic, and a little bit of it can be in the conclusion as well. But so go to the guidelines, and it clearly says first 3 minutes is for you, your interests, second 3 minutes discussion of 2 sources, and there should be a visual aid somewhere, and then 1 minute for a conclusion. How you're going to basically rearrange this information is up to you. I hope this is helpful to you. Good luck.